Okay, I think we're all live. View, get on YouTube, make sure we're good there. Okay, I think we're, yep, that's good. That lag is so annoying. Alrighty. SEO this week, episode 47. I think I'm just at this point, I'm kind of arbitrarily making up numbers. Just what was last. It is post his latest update that has gone out, and there's a lot of people talking about what they think happened and etc. But there's been no definitive proof of anything. And thanks to the Cora automator being broke and Ted creating that Cora script thing and never releasing it. I mean, at this point, Cora is for tracking of algorithmic changes is kind of useless at scale. And if it can't be done at scale, then I can't do it in regards to niches or types of websites or local search versus, say, national searches, etc. Because I can't, I just don't have enough data. Now, I could fix that by hiring one person to do nothing but run Cora for a week straight. And then save all that and then hire them again to run Cora for a week straight after an update, and then kind of figure out the data analysis from that point. But I mean, to me, it's not that it's not undoable, but it's just not feasible. I mean, I wouldn't want to pay someone to have to do that. So you really need an automator. You could use the data in Ted's top SEO factors website and look at the data in that perspective, like before and after, and kind of compare those two zones. The downside of that is that you don't know the types of markets that are there. You don't know what APIs are turned on versus what are not. You don't know the keywords. You don't know the niches of the keywords. You don't know is it an e-commerce that's infecting it? Is it local that's affecting it? What are the majority of the users doing? And if you can have someone like me, if I run 100 keywords, then I'm going to change the top SEO factors. It's just inevitable because I have typically when I do runs, and if I'm sharing, by default, I just turn that off now. If I'm sharing that data, that API data is going to change the top SEO factors because it's the top factors of the reports that are run for that day. So that is not very helpful in tracking either. So what do you got left? At the end of the day, you kind of have to rely on your own copy of Cora or a copy of Pop or whatever tool that you're using to analyze your on page. And then you compare the data before the update and after the update and then see what changed in regards to you. Now, can you from that definitively say, oh, this is what they updated in the Core update? No, you can't. As a matter of fact, it's just even more blatant guessing. But you can say for this keyword, the things that the algorithm is looked for are different. And let's go roofer, we always pick roofer. Let's say you have the top 50 cities in the United States or wherever. And you do a city roofer search and you do those 50 reports. And then you do what's called a Cora Trends report. And basically, for the 50 reports before you run a Cora Trends report and the 50 reports after you run a Cora Trends report. And you compare those two reports, and then you can look and say, in local, with some degree of reasonableness, that in local, this algorithm has changed in this way. And just to give you guys what a Quora trends reports look like, let me share my screen. This is a trends report. So what this happens is, let's say you have a Quora installation, and you create it in folders, right? So you create these folders inside of where you're saving your reports. And in those folders is the Excel sheet. And the Quora Trends tool will go through that Excel sheet and sort this based off of the present. So essentially, let's say I have 30 keywords, 30 city roofer keywords. It's going to go in there and say, oh, these are in each of those reports. It'll look and get the factors. And then it says, oh, these are the ones that are showing up the most, right? Let me get this stupid thing out of my way. So, and you see the number of samples, and it goes, the samples get less as you go down. See 1, 2, 3, right? And you can say, all right, so in city roofer, the round here is where all 3 of the reports have it. Let's see, we're looking. There's a 2 still. So right here, factor 124 is where it looks like all 3 reports have that factor 124. So you can stop there and go, all right, I want those 124 factors because all 3 of those reports contain it. And then it's by order of here is importance. How does this help you? Let's say you're building a roofing website brand, and I started one of those ages ago, and I'm going to rebuild it again, but we're going to do it in a different way. We're going to do that as part of SIA's AMA. That's the after the YouTube version, the SIA AMA is there. And I'm going to start knocking out some of the coursework from the on-page course in the AMA. So if you're there live, you get to ask questions, and if you're not, then you don't. But I can double the value of the work that I'm doing at the same time. Anyway, so what you do is you take these 124 factors, and you can create a template based off of these 124 factors. Obviously, there'll be some more important ones down here, but these are your top 124 that are with all of your keyword, or it's with all of your reports. So you got the variations, that's this stuff here. You get the Yake words and that kind of stuff, more variation references, a lot of Yake words. So, you need Yakes, you need variations, and then you can kind of correlate this list and go, this is what my template should look like in structure and, number of words, et cetera. So entities are important. Entities and title tags are important. Yakes or words are important, et cetera. So you're there, right? So you got your template. Quora update comes, you run those same 3 keywords in this case. So I'd run these same 3 keywords, and then I would open a window side by side and look to see what has changed, what is rearranged in here. The other thing you can do is just kind of copy paste this whole thing and drop it in Excel, and then look for duplicates. You can, some magic nerd formula to find duplicates, and you can see what goes up and down and stuff. Or maybe even a Python script that would do it. So you give it 2 CSVs with these headings, right? And then have the Python script compare CSV1 with CSV2 and see what went up and what went down in the numbers. So plenty of ways to skin the cat, but that's the short version of saying how you would truly identify what happened in your market for your keywords in a core update, or any update for that matter. That's how you would definitively determine what really changed. Versus what I notice a lot of people are talking about Reddit and Quora in particular, the crowd over at SEO Twitter saying, "Oh, they're in the algorithm, they're in the rankings more, so this must favor user generated content." And because it's user generated content, then thus it favors eat. And those guys are retarded. One, the main one that started it, she's using Systrix to determine websites that were hurt or not hurt from the algorithm updates. And Systrix uses the Google SERP API. And the Google SERP API, if you're not setting it right, or you don't set it at all because you can't handle variations, will give you the national perspective. So there's a couple guys in the chat. So if Christian and Raymond and I do a search, and we're all using the Google SERP API, it's going to give us the national version. Like, there is no location setting, there is no proximity by default. This is what you get. Bam. But we all know that that is not necessarily the case, and that's not how Google likes to work, right? So proximity is really important to Google, and they will adjust and change your search results based off of device, for example, location, etc. So all of that to say that SERPX, is it SERPX? No, Systrix. I'll have to say that Systrix does not do very well with does not do very well. And you know what? I just realized I'm on the wrong damn channel on YouTube.